What do BCAAs and Sour Patch Kids have in common? Ghost lifestyle. Yeah. Ghost have made a name for themselves for their unique flavors that they use for their supplements, including a lot of collaborations with other food companies, like the one that we'll be discussing today, Ghost and Sour Patch Watermelon. So as always, this review video will be broken down into 4 different parts. First off, we're going to talk about the taste. That is kind of the main highlight about this product. But then we're going to move on and talk a little bit about the ingredients, followed by the mixability, and finally the price. So let's start off by talking about the taste. So I'm going to start by saying that I love Sour Patch Kids, okay? They're probably my favorite candy overall. I love sour candy. Sour Patch Kids are probably up there in my #1 spot for favorite candy of all time. So of course I had high expectations coming into this. So the taste really is just a classic candy watermelon taste. If you've tried anything candy watermelon, then you know already that they're all pretty similar tasting. There isn't a lot of difference between different candy watermelon flavored products. This is no different. It does fall into that category. However, there are a couple of things that do make it stand out. And I have to say that in terms of how accurate it is to the original Sour Patch watermelon candy, it's hard to say without having, you know, the Sour Patch candy directly here for a comparison. But I would say that I give it an 8 out of 10 for accuracy. It's not so Sour Patch watermelon that if you were to drink this and not know what flavor it was, you wouldn't instantly identify it as a Sour Patch flavor necessarily. But then again, you know, how many of you could actually eat a Sour Patch watermelon not knowing what it is and immediately identify it as Sour Patch? I don't know. But yeah, so I give it an 8 out of 10 for accuracy. But the sour part is where things start to get interesting. Now, the sour thing with the drink is what really interested me, because you don't get a sour pre-workouts a lot, and I think there's a reason for that, and it's because it's really difficult. You have to balance it perfectly, because if it's too sour, you're not going to be, you know, people aren't going to enjoy it. But if it's not sour enough, then of course you can't really call it a Sour Patch product, right? So they've done a really good job, I have to say, with balancing the sour and the sweet flavors in this supplement, which you know, does go to their points for their accuracy, because the tagline for Sour Patch Kids is literally sour then sweet, and that is exactly the experience that you get when you drink this. You're first hit with a kind of tartness. Now, that's a good point. I wouldn't call it sour necessarily. I would call it more of a tartness. If you're not sure what that means, Google is your friend, go look it up. But yeah, I would say you're hit first with a tartness, and then it's followed by like that sweet kind of candy watermelon flavor, and then you're left with kind of like the flavor left in your mouth is like you've just sucked on a watermelon lollipop, basically. That's the flavor you're left with in your mouth, and then you kind of you crave a bit more. You then want that tartness again, so you take another sip, you get that tartness, and then it fades into that kind of sour watermelon lollipop flavor in your mouth. So really is enjoyable. I will say have it with ice cold water. It's just generally a good rule for when you're drinking your supplements. It just makes them more refreshing and enjoyable. So yeah, that is what I have to say about the taste. They've done a great job of balancing the sour and the sweet. Not too sour, not too sweet that it's sickly, not too sour that it's, you know, like a lemon and unenjoyable. So yeah, it gets a good score for taste. Okay, so next up, let's talk about the ingredients. So we're not going to go into details about, you know, all the flavorings and colors and whatnot, but we're just going to talk about the proprietary blend in here. And so it's quite basic. It's a 2:1:1 ratio of leucine, isoleucine, and valine. So total comes to 3 grams of leucine, 1.5 grams of isoleucine, 1.5 grams of valine. And like I said, that is kind of just a standard ratio for BCAA supplements. However, this does also come with 25 milligrams of estrogen in it. If you're not sure what estrogen is, it's basically just a natural supplement. I get not really a supplement, a natural substance that helps your body to absorb specific nutrients better. Like you can absorb more of those nutrients, and amino acids is one of those nutrients that estrogen helps you to absorb. So essentially, it's just there to help you absorb more of the amino acids, so that you kind of don't waste any of what's in the product. So that is a nice touch, and I don't think a lot of other amino acid supplements include estrogen, so it is a nice touch just to help you kind of get, absorb, get your money's worth. You don't want to be drinking this and then wasting a bunch of it, right? So total of 6 grams of amino acids per serving, and again, that is kind of standard for an amino acid supplement. So in terms of ingredients, pretty basic with the addition of estrogen. All right, next up, we're going to talk about mixability. So we got a little glass over here, and we're going to open this up. Ooh. Oh, and you know what? Actually, before we get started, I want to show you right here, why don't more companies do this? Look at this. It's so simple, it's so genius, and it's so helpful. Keeping the scoop like this, just wedged in the top, so you can just kind of take it out like that, nice and easy, and you don't end up having to dig your hands through a bunch of powder every time you want to get a scoop of your supplement. So take a look at the inside right now. You can see it's a little bit clumpy. This is what it looks like. Now, it's not always clumpy like this, I have to say. It's only because this is quite an old product. I've had this for like a year now, and that's just what happens with supplements, powder supplements. When you leave them for too long, they get a bit of moisture in there and they start to clump up. But I have to say, considering how long I've had this product, it has done really well for clumping. Like, it's barely clumped up at all compared to a lot of other products that I have, which will literally turn into like a big ball of gum. It's minimal clumping, but if you can kind of see the lighter patches, the lighter parts of the powder, that's what it normally looks like, if you get it fresh. So, okay, we're gonna take a full scoop and I'm just gonna chuck it in here like so, nice and easy, and we return the scoop as it was intended to be, just like that. Okay, so obviously you can mix this up in a shaker, and I will tell you right now that it has 0 problems with mixability in a shaker, but you can also mix it in a glass using a spoon, which I do not have. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back with my spoon, and yeah, so let me demonstrate. I haven't mixed this at all, by the way, since I cut the camera, so little stir like so. And literally that is pretty much all it takes. It doesn't need to be mixed a lot, basically, guys. You just need to like stir it a little bit, just like so, and it's totally mixed in. Okay, so yeah, you can see, if you look close up, those kind of like lumps of powder in there. Don't hold that against them, guys. That is just because, like I said, I've had this product a long time, so those lumps that you see are just kind of the clumped up bits. If you put it in a shaker, even now, you won't have any bits whatsoever. With a spoon, after it's clumped up, yeah, those lumps do kind of remain, but when it's fresh, when you get this product and have it straight away, you won't get lumps like this, okay? All right, so last up, let's talk about price, because that's going to be a big determining factor for this product. Like I said, we've looked at the mixability, mix is fine. We've looked at the ingredients, pretty basic, standard ingredients for amino acid supplement, plus the estrogen. So price is going to have a huge determining factor. It's kind of going to be between taste and price. So talking about the price, this product, as of the filming of this video, is only available in the US, so that is a bit of a downside. Like, if you live outside of the US, it's possible to get it. I live in Malaysia right now. I got this sent to some friends in the US who then sent it on to me, but of course you incur extra costs like that, so it is going to be a bit pricey and difficult to acquire if you live outside of the US. However, if you live inside of the US, it's still on the more expensive side, coming in off the official website at about $30 US. And so it does put it up there for the not most expensive, but on the more expensive side for amino acids, especially considering, it is, for all intents and purposes, is pretty much the same ingredient-wise as a lot of other amino acid products you get. For the same kind of 2:1:1 ratio at a 6-gram serving, you can definitely find cheaper options that will give you the same essential ingredients. You can get just like unflavored amino acid tablets that will cost way less and give you the same amount of amino acids. So ultimately, it's coming down to, is the flavor of this the unique kind of, a sour amino acid flavor, which is quite a unique thing, is that worth the extra price? So if you're a big fan of sour candy like I am, I really enjoy this product. It is probably my favorite tasting amino acid supplement at the moment, okay? And it is literally just because of that kind of, I love watermelon and I love sour things. Put those two things together and you have a delicious, easy to drink supplement that's not too sour, not too sickly sweet, and is just quite refreshing and enjoyable to drink. But that might not be for you. Maybe you just don't care about the flavor and you just want to get the supplements in there, in which case, get a cheaper product than this. Okay, so ultimately the price and the ultimate decision comes down to you guys, whether or not you think that the Sour Patch flavor justifies the extra price. And again, that price is $30 US. So we're gonna wrap this video up here. I hope you enjoyed it and it helped you in your decision-making process of whether or not you want to buy this particular product. Like I said, it is my personal favorite flavor of amino acids right now, but I won't be buying it again unless I actually happen to visit the US, because it's just not worth the big price tag and all of the extra kind of shipping effort for me. Okay, so that's my thoughts on the product. If you enjoyed the video and it helped you out a little bit, leave me a like, really appreciate that. And yeah, if you want to see more similar videos, I'm going to be putting out supplement review videos quite regularly, so hit that subscribe button if you're constantly kind of like me, trying new supplements and trying to find your favorite flavors of supplements, then definitely subscribe to the channel, because that's my goal. I'm always trying a new supplement each time I restock, and I'll leave a review for it on this channel just to help you guys out a little bit. So anyways, thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate it. See you in the next one. Peace.